The Lexus TZ is not a small moment for the brand. It is a statement about where Lexus believes its future lies, and that future is a fully electric, three-row luxury SUV built for the North American family buyer who has been watching the Kia EV9 and Hyundai Ioniq 9 with genuine interest, but waiting for something that feels more resolved. What Lexus has done here is take the platform from the new Toyota Highlander EV and elevate it in ways that go beyond the usual badge engineering exercise. The proportions are immediately different. At just over 200 inches long with a 120-inch wheelbase, the TZ sits in the same physical territory as the EV9 and Ioniq 9, but the design language is leaner, more considered. The drag coefficient of 0.27 is a significant achievement for a vehicle this size, and it shows in the way the roofline tapers, the way the flush door handles disappear into the bodywork, the way the twin L headlights establish a visual signature that does not borrow from the TX or anything else in the current Lexus lineup. It looks like a new chapter, not a continuation. Inside is where the TZ makes its strongest first impression. Lexus calls the concept a driving lounge, and for once, the marketing language is not entirely detached from reality. The cabin is built around 6 seats arranged in 3 rows, with captain's chairs in the second row and a third row that sits lower than the second, because the battery pack allows the floor to drop where a fuel tank would normally live. That means taller adults can actually sit in the third row without their knees pressing into the seat ahead. That is a meaningful engineering decision, not a styling choice. The material palette is what separates this interior from the Highlander EV it shares a platform with. Forged bamboo trim sourced from Shikoku Island covers several interior surfaces, blending recycled fibers with resin in a way that feels handcrafted rather than mass-produced. Bio-based ultra-suede accents cover the instrument panel, seat surfaces, and door shoulders. The front seats use a split-frame construction that makes them look slimmer than they are, and both the front and second-row passengers get heated and ventilated seats with available power ottomans, which is a feature that at this price point is not common in 3-row electric SUVs. Radiant heaters below the instrument panel warm the driver's knees and lower legs without draining the battery the way a full cabin heater does. The panoramic roof stretches across all 3 rows with a power sunshade that uses a wire-driven system to avoid stealing headroom. Small detail, large impact. Anyone who has sat in a third row with a panoramic roof that trades sky for skull clearance will understand why that matters. There is one area where the TZ does not lead its segment, and it is worth addressing directly. DC fast charging peaks at 150 kilowatts, and Lexus quotes approximately 35 minutes from 10 to 80%. The Ioniq 9, built on an 800-volt architecture, charges meaningfully faster. For families who plan their road trips around charging stops, that difference is not abstract. It means an extra 10 to 15 minutes at each stop, and over a long trip that adds up. Lexus has clearly prioritized battery longevity over charging speed, a decision that will age well mechanically, but asks for patience today. What compensates is the overall powertrain character. 402 horsepower from twin electric motors, each producing 198 pound-feet at the front and 198 pound-feet at the rear, through the Direct 4 all-wheel drive system that distributes power between axles continuously rather than waiting for slip. 0 to 60 in approximately 5.4 seconds, which for a vehicle weighing nearly 5,800 pounds is more than adequate. The 95.8 kilowatt-hour battery delivers an estimated 300 miles of EPA range, and the available dynamic rear steering shortens the turning radius to just 17.7 feet, which fundamentally changes how a vehicle this size moves through parking structures and tight suburban streets. The multimedia system introduces the latest Lexus interface with AT&T 5G connectivity, EV charge management with route planning built in, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Safety Suite, Lexus Safety System, adds proactive driving assist and traffic jam assist, features that reflect where the industry is heading rather than where it has been. Towing capacity at 3,500 pounds positions the TZ as a legitimate option for families who pull a small boat or a camping trailer, something the EV9 currently matches, but the Ioniq 9 undercuts. Cargo space ranges from 10.2 cubic feet behind the third row to 71.2 cubic feet, with the second and third rows folded, numbers that place the TZ squarely in the utility conversation rather than treating the third row as a decoration that eliminates storage. Pricing has not been confirmed, but the expectation is approximately $70,000, which would position it directly against the Volvo EX90, the Cadillac Vistic, and the Rivian R1S. At that number, the TZ is not undercutting anyone. It is competing on refinement, reliability, heritage, and the specific promise that Lexus has always made, that the experience inside will justify the badge on the outside. Whether the TZ delivers on that promise will not be fully answered until it reaches driveways later this year. What can be said from this first look is that Lexus has not built a compliance vehicle or a quick adaptation of the Highlander EV with nicer leather. The engineering decisions, the cabin architecture, and the attention to where the third-row passengers' knees land all suggest that someone on this development team understood the assignment. For the three-row electric luxury segment, the TZ feels like the beginning of a real conversation, not the end of one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.